North Carolina State University recognizes the importance of common global concerns and acknowledges the interdependence of nations and peoples throughout the world. We chose this quote because we think it's the best way to describe the international students and their impacts at NC State. OIS, the Office of International Services, manages international student programs, but also offers multiple services to help international students better transition to living in another country, away from their family and friends. OIS also heads many organizations and events for international students, such as Culture Corps, Breaking Bread, Cultural Crossroads, International Alumni, and much more. It's important to know just how diverse the international students are. Students from 119 different countries joined the freshman class in the fall of 2015. Carl Thomas, coordinator and office manager of OIS, further explains the services of OIS and how international students bring diversity to the campus.
Come to America to study is, especially now in today's time, is obtaining a visa in time to actually arrive before the start of the semester. Depending on where you're at, there are a lot of things going on, which could be civil war, it could be travel issues that are happening. Like if you think about Turkey, an example, there's a lot of hold up and halts on travel. So students that are supposed to be here by the start of classes won't be able to make it. They're probably going to be deferring their admission until the spring semester, depending on the travel arrangements. If the travel releases are taken up before they can do it, some of them aren't even processing visas. Luckily, our office, we are not processors of visa applications, but we do have to issue what's called an I-20 or a DS-2019, which are immigration documents for students that are studying here in the States, and that allows them to study. They have to be able to provide those documents in order to obtain a visa, but if they can't get the visa in time, they of course can't travel because you have to have that. So that's a big issue for international students, especially those that are starting or that will be returning or need to renew their visa to be here by the start of classes on August the 17th.
Okay. Second question, what does OIS do to help the students transition and accumulate into the new environment?
We do a lot of things. Starting from when the student first gets here, the student can arrive up to 30 days before the start of their program. So in this example, the program starts on August the 17th, the first day of classes. They can arrive up to 30 days before that. They have to go through what's called a check-in session because that's a federal government mandate that we have to provide for students to do. So that's kind of to acclimate them into what to expect on your first and every day after your first day in the U.S. We do a welcome party for about 1,300 to 1,800 students in August with a staff of about 10. It's about 10 of us. We do rely heavily on volunteers, so keep that in mind for everyone that's looking to do something with international students. Look at OIS to volunteer, or anyone that offices within the Office of International Affairs, which could be OIS, Global Training Initiative. They have a lot of things to do in the Study Abroad office. We're all looking for volunteers, and there can sometimes be some paid positions as well that we look for students. But with the staff of 10, we do a lot to acclimate the students into the U.S. and to NC State most definitely. We provide homestays for the holidays and different things. We do a lot of different outings, things that are educational, immigration-wise as well, for the students to just become more familiar with the U.S. as a whole when they're being here, especially for first-year students.
Okay. Question number 3, what challenges do international students have to overcome while studying in the States?
English as a second language, for a lot of them, there's a barrier. They are supposed to be able to have proficiency in English, but at times, even if they do understand the English language or can speak the English language, taking a course in the U.S. and being instructed by the way that we do things in the U.S. can be very different for them. So America's classrooms, the settings, not even just that. I mean, any student may have an issue when they come to NC State and have to take a course as a college student the first time, but that is some of the issues that we do go through. Not as much, but it can be heavily on new international students to just get acclimated to the U.S. classroom as well, because it can be very different for them.
How do international students enhance the college experience for everyone else?
Once again, they can bring their sense of culture and awareness from where they're coming from. They can help us experience things that we haven't experienced or had to look at. For those who are very open-minded and open-hearted to experience a different culture, it really opens up the diverse, it opens up a knowledge of diversity rather. For me, an example, working in the office, just because I work in the office does not mean that I know about all cultures that we deal with, but to work with students from different cultural backgrounds and ethnicities, you always learn something new, and you're like, wow, I never knew that about this particular group or something. And every year that we bring in a new class is something new that I think all of our staff, for the most part, we get to learn something, and it opens up our eyes that we may have not known before.
All right, thank you. That's all we have.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Overall, we discovered that the international students impact NCSU by presenting multiple, different types of culture, tradition, and religion. The international students of the class of 2020, along with their peers, will grow and succeed in academics as a part of the Wolfpack.